What I'm about to say might sound a little bit wild and out there, but stay with me. I have reason to say this, okay? Because Meghan Markle walked into the Balenciaga show in all white and she left in all black or changed into an all black dress. Now, if you know anything about symbolism, that's not just an outfit change. That right there is a statement. And before we go any further, quick disclaimer, everything I'm about to say is my opinion, it's commentary, and it's an interpretation, not an accusation. But here's the thing, after years of working behind the scenes in PR and media, I've seen how dark and how calculated this world can be. And I used to see it in my city and then in bigger cities. And now imagine in a world stage how terrifying it could look behind the scenes. So when I tell you that this isn't just a fashion moment, I mean it. Let's get started. Paris Fashion Week, Balenciaga show, massive stage, global spotlight. So Meghan Markle walks in with this right here, a white cape, crisp blouse, matching trousers, and her face pretty mute. It's giving kind of like neutral, just nothing bad, just good angelic vibe. Let's say it like that. Then later she leaves in this black gown, sleek, silent, with zero expression in her face. Now to the casual eye, or maybe to my over analyzing eye, to many it might seem like the two looks in one day, no big deal, right? But to anyone who reads visual storytelling, occult transformation, anything, that right there is a transformation, symbolism. To me, it's given me initiation imagery. And yes, it happens under one of fashion's most controversial brands. Because if we talk about this brand, Balenciaga is not a cutesy for everybody, right? Balenciaga isn't just couture. It's controversial, wrapped in horrifying fabric. Back in 2022, they got slammed for disturbing ad campaign that featured children holding teddy bears styled with bondage accessories. I'm not going to put it up here because it's ridiculous. And we all know about it because if you were not offended, get yourself checked because that was horrifying imagery. The backlash was massive. The image was dark, eerie, and full of symbolic references that no one could justify. So when someone like Meghan, who has built her public identity protecting children online, and I say that as loosely as possible, because if I or if you were part of this campaign of trying to protect children should not be online, we should protect them, give them boundaries, would your first invitation to a Balenciaga fashion show be a immediate yes? Absolutely not. You and I, if we were doing this, we would just crack up, put it in the trash and continue with our lives. Because if you really are protecting children, if you really stand on that, you would say no. And I am a huge advocate to protecting children, animals, and the elderly. Not in that specific order, but those are the three most vulnerable living beings in this world. So yeah, it's very weird, not weird, it's very sinister for Meghan to show up in the front row of Balenciaga show. How is it not? Because it's not coincidence. She thinks that she can continue to advocate for children's safety on Monday and then show up on a Balenciaga show on a Friday. That is crazy to me. That's the kind of optics that makes me explode. And the internet obviously explode as well. And here's the thing most people don't realize in the world of high fashion, nothing is random. Symbolism is everything. In fact, our whole world is about symbolism. We always have a brand symbol, a brand name, and then every single city, state, anything has a symbol attached to them. So yes, symbolism is huge in this world. The color you wear, the timing of your entrance, even your facial expression is coded. Fashion, we all know, is a language. And Balenciaga, they speak in symbolism and shock. And when they get caught, they try to pawn it off on somebody else. Like, no, that was all you. We know that. Their entire brand thrives on pushing boundaries, playing with discomfort, and blurring the line between art and morality. I've come to my senses as an adult that art for rich people that are into these terrifying things hide their morality behind art. And they just say, oh, it's about art. I remember seeing this, I don't even, it's this witch in Hollywood. I forgot her name, but she's holding a goat's head and calling it art. I'm like, oh my goodness. How? No, that opened my eyes completely. I was, nope, these are all witches. This is all sinister. This is horrifying. You will never see me wear Balenciaga. In fact, you will never see me wear any name brand that's expensive. I don't need anything. Walmart, Target, anything that's 100% cotton, that's all I need to wear. Or linen. So in my eyes, when I see Meghan walk in dressed like she's purity in all white and leaves draped in black like she's joining the underworld, I have to ask the question, what message is being sent? Because if we break this down to the color shift, white has always represented purity, new beginnings, innocence. It says, I come in peace. And we can see that in her photos. Let me see if I can get it. We can see that in the white photos. She just looks mute, new beginnings, innocent. There's nothing sinister about this photo whatsoever. But when she gets in the black dress, she looks dead. That's in my opinion. She looks dead in the eyes, like she has just been lobotomized. This one right here, because power, like black means power, secrecy. And that's the moment you stop explaining yourself and just own it. And she looks right here. If you look at the difference between the white photo or her wearing white, it has that innocence. Like there's no expression that gives you anything other than like, she's just there. Let's get it over with. Let's get it done. It's good. And she comes out looking like this. She looks evil, sinister. And when she's walking out, she has this face where she's like, oh, I just been lobotomized. Again, this is just my opinion of how I saw it through my eyes, through my lens. So when someone goes from white to black, you're watching a transformation narrative unfold. And if we take it back to ancient ritual and mythology, the white is the initiation. Black is the completion. You enter clean, you leave changed. And no, I'm not saying Meghan was literally part of some cult initiation. What I'm saying is that the imagery fits the symbolism perfectly. Maybe she was. I don't know. I can't say that for a fact. But in an industry that thrives on subliminal messages, that's not something we should overlook whatsoever. And here's where my behind the scenes perspective comes in. I've sat in rooms where PR directors, stylists, photographers spend hours debating the shade of white says redemption or how we should film this video. I should wear a white because I want people to believe me or my lies. And what shade of black says rebirth. Or I don't want to wear black because I don't want people to know that I'm lying. I want them to see me as glorified and holy. So when I see this white to black moment, I know it's not a last minute wardrobe change. I know these things take time and maybe even months to just figure out what you're going to wear. These things are planned. Every look, every photo, every color palette, it's part of the story. And the more I looked into it, I saw that most of the people that went to the Balenciaga show wore black. And when it's Balenciaga, a brand that's practically built on symbolism scandal, you better believe the message is or was intentional. Now let's talk about the PR conflict here, because Meghan and Harry have been building a brand around digital well-being and child protection. She's given speeches. She's launched initiatives. She's about to accept an award for it. So sitting at Balenciaga, a brand still recovering from imagery involving children, that's messy. And it's horrifying, terrifying. I am livid because this is a brand mismatch. Either she's just going to say nothing or claim that her team did poor betting, but everyone who's anyone knows about the Balenciaga scandal. And here's the truth. Meghan is failing. And when celebrities feed on controversy, especially the way Meghan is, even with bad press. She wants people talking about her. Now, you might say that I'm here demonizing her. No, I'm just saying it through the lens how I see it, what I've seen. I'm trying to keep it as real as possible because in the fashion world, it's not all glamour and creativity. No, it's politics, power, and symbolism all wrapped up together. I've seen how dark and cynical things can get when you allow them. And Meghan is allowing this to get as dark as possible, where one outfit can say more than an entire press statement. So when Meghan walked into the Balenciaga in white and left in black, I didn't see a wardrobe change. I saw a visual sinister statement, a sinister message, a shift, maybe even a quiet initiation into the darker side of branding. Because we all know Meghan is desperate to be picked up by one of these brands. So desperate that she will go dark, in my opinion. She will go deep down, as dark as possible to get what she wants. But at the end of the day, it's not up to me. It's up to you to decide what you see. Maybe it's just two beautiful outfits that you see, or maybe it's a deliberate symbolism, carefully crafted for a very specific narrative like I see it. But either way, symbolism is everything in this world, especially when it comes to fashion, a brand like Balenciaga. Because in PR, perspective is reality, and colors, they always tell the truth. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below because I love reading your comments. Was it an initiation? Let me know. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.